this trip was sort of set up for me over a series of weeks through phone calls with Zach. And the first one was like, we're fucking doing it. Picasso said yes, we're taking a trip, we're going to Colorado and Utah. So I was like, all right, hell yeah, we're in. And then, a couple weeks later, he'd be like, you're going to need, like, wool socks and shit like that because we're going to pretty extreme, and he was sort of pumping the trip up. And Zach is like a Werner Herzog character. He's like a Geary, the Wrath of God meets, like, Santa Claus or something. I don't know. He even looks kind of like Klaus Kinski. And he started to talk about this Great Sands National Monument, which is this hike that we were going to do up at this really high altitude. And we're going to hike like the highest dune. And it's dune hiking, which is a lot harder than regular hiking because you don't have the footing. This was extra intimidating to me because when my symptoms of my ailment first flared up was at altitude. It was when I was on this cross-country trip with my brother and his wife and our friend John Ryan right after my brother got married. They were moving to LA, and we were driving. I had sort of like lingering health problems, but on this trip, we got up into the mountains, and as we were coming out in Vegas, my body just kind of like went haywire. So I didn't know if it was, altitude sickness. For me, this was a big test, like this was not a vacation. This was like a personal test. Zach has always kind of punished himself and never taken any kind of like advice from his body at all. He's always been somebody that's pushed himself physically. So me getting dragged on this trip was like, what's going to happen, Am I going to climb this Great Sands National Monument and just, like, have a seizure or a stroke or something?
It's like $50 fucking. I was like, suck my dick. I'm not spending $50 fucking on that. We're driving at one of the most beautiful times of the year. Man, I hate that. What's that?
That'll never happen again.
I'm wrong, guys. Those mountains. I was kind of losing my mind in the middle of the night.
Were you hallucinating?
Yeah.
What did you see?
I kept hearing this weird clicking that wouldn't go away, and then I just I turned off the car, and it was still clicking, and I was like, uh-oh, it's in my head.
I believe we ate breakfast somewhere on the prairie, sort of before we reached the mountains.
Oh yeah, we drove.
We made it.
Oh, they're open. Look at that for my guys. I need you to hold it as I take a bite. You gotta hold it, man. Jesus.
We stopped in Trinidad, which is almost to New Mexico. It's very weird to me to think that, like, Colorado is right above New Mexico.
Never seen anything like it. How the fuck can you not focus
I have no
on the
idea,
lens? Dude. Need a different lens? No. Hurry. You got it? Too late.
So we stopped kind of a few places on this road. Segundo, Cuchara, places like that.
It feels great out. Dude, this is the fucking life. Piss on the rest of everything. Oh, I see it. It's right above us.
Yeah.
perfection. You're perfection.
The thing about New York is it provides this weird context that you can slip on almost like a scroll.
You're
Like the
perfection.
city itself is this kind of costume.
You're perfection.
I saw it.
You
I think I saw
Did you
it.
see
Yeah.
me look like I was like in a daydream?
Yeah.
I almost puked.
Dude, that was frightening to me. Like looking over the side, being like, "Shit, if I fell,
Yeah.
that would fucking suck."
Yeah, I couldn't look down.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, not when I was climbing, because I knew I would.
Dude, you were a fucking trooper there, man. That was
I don't know how.
that was a testament.
Yeah.
You pretty much blacked out, dude.
Yeah.
You blacked out.
You made. The mountains grow unnoticed. Their purple figures rise without attempt, exhaustion, assistance, or applause. In their eternal faces, the sun, with just delight, looks long and last and golden for fellowship at night.
We went an entirely different way.
Yeah, we did.
The legend of me and Zach is that our grade point averages were as such that we were 84th and 85th in the class. We were right next to each other in the class. But I've known Zach since he was probably 9. He was always sort of like my little buddy or something, you know? Somebody that, like, I was flattered by his willingness to sort of butt his way into my life. I remember I went to his 8th birthday party. He was a rich kid, man. He would always have his birthday party at his grandma's house, and she had a pool and a fucking Pac-Man arcade machine and porn on the TV, you know, on a big screen TV. So it was like awesome. It was like the legendary party of the year. You know, like all the nerdy guys get to be cool for one night. You know, we get to go to our rich friend's grandma's house.
Next up,
So we woke up at Great Sand Dunes. We went down, we had breakfast in Alamosa. Dry shampoo.
The thing that really cemented Zach with me is senior year, the first girl I ever fell in love with just like broke my heart, and I was just like emotionally traumatized. You know, I probably have been ever since. And that summer, I remember just being trapped in my house in the sunshine, and my parents making me wake up early, and them knowing that I was crying in there and just like persecuting me for it. Zach would come over to my house every single day at 11 o'clock, or, you know, whenever I woke up. He'd pick me up in his 4Runner, and we'd just drive around all day. We'd go to the mall, you know, we'd go to fucking, you know, we just had a very bourgeois philosophical lifestyle. We just drove around and kind of critiqued society. It was awesome. We just cruised around. Zach took care of my ass, dude. Like that, I was so emotionally shattered. Zach picked me up every single fucking day. And for that, I will be forever grateful, man. It's like he knew. It's like he fucking knew that I needed somebody to do that, you know? And we just drove around. We launched ourselves off of speed bumps in his 4Runner, you know? It was the first summer I ever, like, socialized and became, like, a person, you know, amongst other people rather than just, like, a child.
We continued out past Del Norte.
We stopped in a bunch of little places. South Park, Creed was really cool. Went through all these crazy, this is where it got really high.
For Lynch, as I said, I changed my entire life by starting to look at porn, right?
You did?
Yeah.
You know, he's a weird porn guy. You wanna know why? He always likes softcore. He's really
I'm into softcore too, man.
I don't like softcore. Show me the stuff, man.
Wait,
Stop teasing me.
Wait, why do you think I like softcore?
You like softcore, man. He's a softcore guy.
Oh, what the fuck are you
Sitting
talking
next to
about?
like, oh, this is a good one. Let's watch this for the hour. You don't see anything.
Wait, I don't know what you think I'm
No, dude, it's better. It is superior. Softcore's for civilized human beings. We're not beasts. We're not gonna watch hardcore. We're not animals. In fact, I base my entire sexual technique off of softcore pornography. I wish my sex life looked like a Cinemax movie, dude.
So yeah, we had this band called Audible Detonation, and you heard that music in our opening credits. Our version of Heart Full of Soul is a total piece of shit, unlistenable garbage. But that's us. It's our just like everything on the show. It's unlistenable garbage. That's the aesthetic. Unlistenable garbage. Unintelligible at any speed, I think is how the quote goes. Audible Detonation did just that. We detonated audibly in a big way, and it kind of really severed my relationships with a lot of the people in my life. A lot of my favorite people, definitely, because they decided to go on without me as a band, and they got this guy named Eric Oberla to play the guitar, and he's cool. I like Eric Oberla. I don't have anything against him, but he's this sort of weird shadow version of me. You know, he's sort of like this weird foil to me. Interesting side note, here's an excellent tangent to go on. Eric Oberla and I were the only two kids in our class that were in the Geography B in middle school all 4 years. Him and me, myself. Only two kids in our class. Zach was in it 1 year. He likes to put himself in our class and say that he was in the Geography B. He was not in it all 4 motherfucking years, alright? Only myself and Eric Oberla were. But the last year, Eric Oberla and myself were in the finals of the Geography B, and I was always interested in the Geography B more as a performance. It was my one chance a year to get on stage in front of the whole school and be hilarious and improvise and shit. And so it was more of a show for me. As perverse as that is. And the last year, 8th grade, it was more of a show for me, too, because they started recycling questions they had already asked. They run out of questions. Now, I had not been paying that much attention earlier, because I was more focused on the performance, and Eric Oberlo was paying motherfucking attention, so he had remembered the answers that they had already recycled. Well, they asked some question that, you know, they had asked earlier. He put the answer that he had heard down, and I put probably the same fucking answer that I had put down earlier. And he got it right, and I got it wrong, and he won the Geography B. He beat me. He was smarter than I was. And so now he has subsumed my place in the band. You know, I moved to New York in a way to run away from those problems, you know. Like, rather than deal with the relationships that I had, I just get rid of them, get all new ones, or not have any relationships at all in New York City, you know?
It's like we were both falling out of a plane and we decided to start dancing in midair.
Something to keep in mind, we're living in a city of 9 million people
Yeah.
touching each other all the time.
That's all we do there is touch each other.
You talk to your wife, Drew?
So I go to the little place in my head where I can be alone. Yes, I hide in the place in the top of my head. It's my favorite place to go. She creep today, and I can't take it no. I'm sorry for who I am today. I'm caught in again.
It's like every time I drive west, somebody has to fly home.
I happened last time.
She came out with my dad, and that's when my dad came. Made her fly home from Montana.
Hey, buddy. What's up?
Sweet, they let me do this for free, huh?
Fuck yeah, it's amazing, dude.
Remember you asked me yesterday, like, what would you do here?
Yeah.
Way more to do here than you can do anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's what the truth is. And look around you. It's fucking incredible. That is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, that person's fucking living life, dude.
Oh, absolutely. Look at this. I mean, this is like the
That
most
is
beautiful
nuts,
thing you could do.
man.
I don't know.
Could you have a different bag? I should have to do that. I hope it stays there. Hey, bitchin', grabbing my balls. Oh, getting the quad burn.
It's just pretty much a mud mountain.
It's been very interesting to see his transformation. And he said this to me. He said he knows, and it was sort of a confession and sort of an apology at the same time. He knows to get further in this business, he's going to have to become a dick. And he said that he knew that this trip was sort of like a last hurrah of sorts. He said he knew that when we descended the Rockies on our way back to Ohio, and they receded in the rear view mirror, that a part of him was going to be receding too. He was going to have to become a new person. So I don't know, maybe this was a rite of passage of sorts. You know, maybe we're both going to become new people.
Matt's better at taking pictures.
Okay, Matt.
You want a picture of yourself? Get in there. Get in your little amniotic cocoon. It's just your little head peeking out now. Now, what is this for? Is this for Instagram, or what do you want? What? Yeah.
Dudes that are crazier than dudes.
Porcupine rim. Oh, check that bus out, man. He's got a solar panel and everything.
Wow.
That dude's off the grid right there.
I wait there. Alex calls me and he goes, all right, so are you in between this and this? I go, no, that's 100% on the other side of the entire fucking mountain.
Yeah.
What did I tell you? I'm like, what are you talking about? You suck dick with directions, dude. So he's like, start climbing the hill. So that's when my phone died. Or you weren't coming down yet.
Piece of the thing.
We're way, way up. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. No. And I go, great. That's great. Hey, Matt, how'd you like to go on a hike up to the top of there for no reason?
The last night we stayed in Glenwood Springs, which is where Doc Holliday died.
Shoplifting?
Is that what we're doing?
No!
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
And then from Glenwood Springs, we just went out 70.
Grizzly Creek. Ain't no fucking grizzlies no more. It's the Colorado, man. Fucking Colorado River. Flatlands, yeehaw, for another 20 fucking hours.
We're back.
Dude. The gravitas of this is enormous.
It's coming down hard.
It comes down hard. That's why I have my glasses on. I want to see me crying. Biggest come down you can have.
Yeah, ain't that a bitch?
This is how it always is. Every time I come back from there.
Ain't that a bitch?
It doesn't even. There's never bad weather in Colorado. It's always